What's going on, guys? Quinn69 here. How you guys doing? Today I'm going to bring you guys a guide on cooldown reduction and a resource cost reduction. Because there's like these horrible, nasty rumors going around. People are saying that RCR and CDR are basically diminishing. Don't even use that word. Don't even use that word around here. I mean, it technically does diminish a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't really. At the end of the day, we're going to show you how it works. We're going to show you how it works, guys. Are you guys ready to learn? Are you guys ready to learn? Let's go ahead and add 12.5% to my helmet, right? Okay, so first of all, your first instance of cooldown reduction will show up on your sheet exactly how it is, because this is how the formula works. Everything multiplies. Now we're going to add on nickel ace. We're going to add on our nickel ace, whereas 8% CDR. Okay, this is when you're going to first notice it. The second instance of cooldown reduction, you're going to be like, hang about. 12.5 plus 8 is actually 20.5. I should have 20.5 on my sheet. Diminishing! And then that's where that's where the whole rumor kind of starts. People seem to think that the more we add, the more it diminishes. But really, have a look at this number here, guys. This is what you want to look at. This is the effectiveness. This is the actual increase you're actually getting from what you were at before relatively. So now let's keep adding on. Let's take it further, and you're going to see these numbers will become more and more exaggerated. The more we add on, so we add on 10 to weapon. So now the more we add on, you can see here it's already 100. The effectiveness is already over 132%. But on our sheet, it's on our sheet it's only 57. But the actual amount we've got is 80.5. And you're going to keep adding, and the more we keep adding on, the more it keeps multiplying. It keeps multiplying. It keeps like have 10 in Paragon. 20 from the talent. We're gonna add 20 on. Have a look how much the effectiveness goes up by here. It's almost 100. We're gonna put Gogok on. We're gonna put Gogok's Swiftness on. Our effectiveness is now at 369. Okay, now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put on a Lyric's Crown. So we're doubling our gem. So we're going from 12.5 to 25%. Now have a look at these numbers here, guys. Just let these numbers soak in. We are getting 447% increased effectiveness. That is on top of, so it really should say 547. I could make it say that if I wanted to, but we're not going to do that. This is 447% increased effectiveness, guys. And let me tell you how we're getting this number. This is based off casts per minute. So, the cooldown of Serenity, let's just use Serenity for example here, guys. The cooldown of Serenity is 20 seconds. The cooldown with cooldown reduction is 3.65. The duration is 4 seconds. So that means with this amount of CDR, we have 109.5% uptime. That's like, whatever, that's like 350 milliseconds overlap, which is, it's pretty badass, So now this is our cast per minute without cooldown reduction, 3, and this is our cast per minute with cooldown reduction, and this number keeps scaling exponentially, and this is the number we're comparing these two numbers, and this is giving our effectiveness. This is telling you how much more effective cooldown reduction is becoming the more we add on. And you saw towards the end, as I started adding on, so let's just use this as an example here. I'm going to add on 10%, so we're going from 10 to 20, right? This is not possible. You cannot get 20% from Paragons. We're just using this example here. Okay, so we're going to add on just 10% to this amount here. And have a look how much we get. Almost 60% effectiveness. But the actual sheet only went up by, whatever, like 1%. And that's what you guys need to kind of understand. Your sheet is lying to you guys. It's not lying to you. If you think about it actually, it's really, it looks like it's lying to you. When you look at it, like just when you're glancing over it, you're like, man, that's bullshit. I know I've got more than 83% CDR in my gear. The sheet is diminishing my shit. When actually, the overall effectiveness of the CDR is becoming more and more powerful, and your cast per minute is becoming more and more crazy. The more CDR you have, and the more obscene it becomes, the more CDR you have. And this is exactly the same. This is exactly the same with resource cost reduction. The more you start adding on, so let's say, where would you have an extra? Let's say you've got a ring with 8% CDR. We've already got some numbers that put in because it literally scales it uses the exact same formula. So you guys can understand. it's lying to you guys. The effectiveness of RCR becomes greater and greater depending on how much. So now you start adding in things like syndicates and torches, right? Start having a look at these numbers. If you add on a flippin' torch, 391% effectiveness. If you add in a syndicate, 279. If you had a torch and a flippin' syndicate and you're using a fire skill, 559% increase. I mean, that's not increase, that's total effectiveness. So that's actually, yeah, that's actually a slightly different number. But yeah, it's you guys get the idea, right? You guys are getting the idea. The more RCR or CDR you stack, the more effective it becomes. That's because these numbers here are just multiplying with each other. Well, the fractions are multiplying with each other. And it becomes really, really broken. What this does mean, though, I mean, it means you can't get 100% CDR. That's never going to be possible. Unless you had, like, I don't know, 10 instances of, like... It's pretty much... Just don't worry about it. You're not going to ever get to 100%, guys. But the closer you become... So you know, the difference between the Leoric's Crown... The difference between the Leoric's Crown at 80%, you know, versus one at flipping 100%... Okay, look how much effectiveness we're getting. 477 to 516. That is what those little tiny amounts of CDR are kind of, you know, that's why I'm kind of stressing to you guys with Serenity Monk. You know, CDR, and the last, you know, that's why you guys think I'm on crack, like rolling something for 1% CDR. I'm not on crack, guys. That 1%, you know, let's just increase this by 1% from 25 to 26. You know, that 1%, look at my effectiveness here. So 516 to 524. That 1% is not worth nothing, guys. That 1% becomes more and more effective. I've learned from my past, and we're gonna put this spreadsheet. I'll make a public copy for you guys, so you guys can mess around with this yourself. And you guys can see. I was thinking about adding a few more features into it just for you guys. But otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed the guide. Have a good one. Make sure you follow the stream, boys. That's twitch.tv/Quinn69. But otherwise, have a flipping good day, guys. Have a flipping good day. I love you guys. I love you guys.